Nick Vujicic on overcoming adversity with resilient mindset. Let me tell you this, folks. If there was ever a story of resilience and overcoming adversity that could inspire us all, it's the one of Nick Vujicic. Imagine standing on the edge of a cliff with no hand, and yet somehow managing to build a life filled with purpose, passion, and positivity. This is exactly what Nick has done. Let me tell you more about his journey, which will serve as a beacon of hope and strength for anyone facing their own challenges. You might be wondering, how does someone who has never known the feeling of having a hand manage to live a fulfilling life? Well, let's dive into the world of Nick Vujicic and explore his remarkable story. Nick Vujicic was born without arms and legs, and despite being ridiculed and ostracized at a young age, he found a way to turn his struggles into a powerful platform for inspiration and empowerment. Here's something you should know. He didn't just survive, he thrived. In his early years, Nick faced immense discrimination and bullying. He felt isolated and misunderstood, often feeling like an outcast in a world designed for people with typical bodies. But rather than succumb to despair, he embraced his unique situation, finding solace in his creativity and imagination. Nick began to paint, write, and eventually speak publicly about his experiences. It wasn't long before his message of resilience and hope resonated with millions around the globe. One of the most striking aspects of Nick's story is how he transformed his disability into a gift. In a heartwarming anecdote, Nick shared how he once visited a hospital where he saw a child with severe disabilities. He noticed the child's parents were visibly upset and discouraged. Nick, with his usual warmth and empathy, asked the mother, "What can I do to help?" Instead of offering sympathy, he simply said, "Look at me." And then he painted the child's face, giving them a moment of joy and connection. This simple act of kindness became a profound lesson for Nick about the power of empathy and the impact we can have on others' lives. But Nick's journey doesn't stop there. He went on to become an international speaker, author, and advocate for disability rights. His TED Talks, particularly his speech titled "I Am Not Defeated," have been viewed over 40 million times. Through his speeches, Nick encourages people to embrace their uniqueness and to never give up on their dreams. He teaches us that our circumstances do not define us. Instead, it is our mindset and choices that shape our destiny. Nick's resilience is not just a story of survival. It's a testament to the human spirit's capacity for growth and transformation. He reminds us that every challenge is an opportunity to learn and to grow stronger. For example, when Nick was diagnosed with cancer, he faced another set of adversities. Instead of letting fear and doubt consume him, he turned to his faith and his determination to overcome. He used this time to reflect on his life and his message, realizing that his greatest strength lay in his ability to adapt and find new ways to inspire others. Here's something you should know. Nick's resilience is not something he discovered overnight. It's a daily practice that he cultivates through meditation, journaling, and intentional moments of gratitude. These practices help him maintain a positive outlook and stay focused on his goals, even in the face of overwhelming obstacles. As Nick continues to share his story, he serves as a shining example of what it means to have a resilient mindset. His journey from despair to triumph teaches us that we all have the potential to overcome adversity, no matter how insurmountable it may seem. Nick's message is clear. We must choose to see our challenges not as insurmountable barriers, but as opportunities for growth and self-discovery. So here's the question. How are you choosing to view your own challenges today? Are you allowing them to define you, or are you finding ways to transform them into stepping stones towards a brighter future? Nick's story is a powerful reminder that every individual has the power to rise above their circumstances and create a life filled with meaning and purpose. In closing, let me tell you this. Nick Vujicic's story is a call to action for each one of us. We must cultivate a resilient mindset, one that allows us to persevere through difficulties and find hope in the midst of uncertainty. By embracing our unique strengths and learning from our failures, we can achieve greatness in our own lives and make a difference in the lives of others. Here's something you should do now. Watch Nick's TED Talk titled, "I Am Not Defeated," and commit to applying his teachings to your own life. Remember, you have the power within you to overcome any obstacle, no matter how daunting it may seem. Embrace your resilience and let it guide you towards a life filled with purpose and fulfillment. Thank you for tuning in, and let's continue to inspire and empower one another.